Well, howdy all you happy campers. You hear that? That is the brand new 2025 Winnebago Revel 2.5. When we say 2.5, this is just not a new year model. This is an entire revamp of what is the most popular overland, off-grid, I almost said 4x4, but y'all, there's so many new changes, even to the Mercedes Sprinter chassis itself, that we're gonna dive in. I've got a whole note sheet. This is gonna be an in-depth video in terms of what features, chassis adjustments that Winnebago has done on this 2025 Winnebago Sprinter. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is Hunter Pruett, otherwise known as the RV Hunter. We're down here at McLean's RV in Sanger, Texas, Texas's largest RV sales and service center. And we've been waiting anxiously for the new Mercedes chassis to come out. All-wheel drive, a straight four, and the engine specs have actually been increased in many, many ways. We're talking about bumping up the torque from 325 foot-pounds of torque to 332. Horsepower going from 188 to 208. But it's not just that. The overall ride, the engine going from the V6 to the straight four is actually 30 pounds lighter. It is quieter, less rattles and shakes, but also it is more fuel efficient and is more emissions compliant. You can get almost 16 miles per gallon from a van that you can fully live in. And this rig here, again, it used to be a 4x4. That's what people sought the Revel out for. But now it's on an all-wheel drive chassis. And I'll tell you, the ride difference, while still being very well equipped for those off-road situations, this Winnebago Revel, the facelift that they've done, both outside, inside, and under the hood, we're very excited to bring to you today. We do have, in terms of the engine, I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood so you can see this new straight four. We have the new Rhino coating. It's actually called the Raptor coating from Winnebago. And that's an option. It can either come just on the hood, down the panels, and actually any Revel that you find that doesn't have it, our service team and our body shop here in Sanger is very well equipped to add that. But this is the new straight four Mercedes engine. And talked about how the torque and the horsepower is increased, but you still have the 5,000 pound tow capacity, 500 pound tongue weight on the back. It's still fully equipped on the back whenever we get there for the 7-way pin to where if you're gonna tow. But the appeal of this is we're still in a sub 20-foot size Sprinter van to where you can go absolutely anywhere. And you see on the outside, right off the bat, there's several things besides just that coating that Winnebago's doing. That top rack, that light bar up top, you actually have to leave it covered. And you gotta be careful with those covers because those 10,000 lumen headlights up there, that can actually melt the cover that's up there. But you go into those off-grid, off-road national parks, exploring, doing the essence of true camping, this is the rig for you. We also have these BF Goodrich off-road, all-terrain tires. The chassis as a whole is actually going to be sitting a little bit taller, let's say about 4 inches over what the previous Revel was on the 4x4 chassis. Some other modifications that just jump out at you right at eye level, these new side rails here, branded by Winnebago, super solid, mounted actually to the chassis itself. Winnebago custom manufactures those there. We are doing a little bit different outside table here. We'll kind of get to that whenever we transition to the inside. You still have the Carefree awning. Go ahead and put that out. It is got a wind sensor on it. It'll actually roll itself in automatically in high wind situations, so you don't have to worry about it getting ripped off. And look at how much coverage you get under here. And so you are able to expand what is a really capable interior into so much outside entertaining space, and that's kind of what this rig is designed for. Those of y'all who love the outdoors and are gonna get to all those good places. As we go along the outside, you do still have their dual pane acrylic windows here. They continued that Raptor coating around this panel, very sharp looking on this bottom quarter panel as well. And then as we go along the back, this is actually specific to this trim level specifically. The Overland package is going to have a little bit different interior colors, but also these thicker insulated window coverings as well. But we're also going to get into some of the insulation. Winnebago is upping their insulation rating with a new 3M thin slit that is actually 25% more efficient. But that efficiency, we already talked about the fuel economy efficiency getting upped, but a lot of people that are seeking out this Revel, It's for the unique Lithionics off-grid capabilities. Lithionics, in their partnership with Winnebago, Lithionics are now exclusive to Winnebago. And if you're unfamiliar with lithium batteries as a whole, most of them are just made overseas, plastic shells of just standard batteries with little lithium cells stacked inside. That's not how Lithionics does it. Most of those batteries aren't even safe to be stored enclosed or in a place that you're sleeping. Lithionics makes the only UL 1973 certified battery system, which means that it's impact tested, safe to be sleeping on top of. You don't have to worry about the battery exploding, having massive malfunctions, those things that you hear about with other lithium systems or electric vehicles. Don't have to worry about that with the Lithionic system. The other thing with that Lithionic system is the pairing. I mean, you have so many apps that you can control everything. You have a new Mercedes Me app, a How to Revel app, but the Lithionics app, it's super helpful because not only can you control your consumption, but you can also be diagnosing different things on the coach as they malfunction just based off their draw and isolate certain issues. But you have so few issues because there's so many safety measures built in, making sure that you're not depleting this battery fully, because that's the worst thing for lithium, right, is letting them fully deplete. There's so many safety measures in place you don't have to worry about. You can get all the benefits of the lithium system without having to worry about potential expensive malfunctions down the line on those batteries. But the Lithionics batteries, and Winnebago has actually upped across the board how long they're going to run, because it now has an 8.4 kilowatt Lithionics battery that is actually expandable. You can get up to 15,200 watts of batteries if you go with the bigger lithium system. And even if it's not ordered that way, I talked about if one didn't come with the Raptor coating, we can do that. The new Lithionics system, what Revel's doing with this rear area, it is very, very easy to add additional lithium batteries. Just like it's really, really easy to add solar. It already has a 210 watt solar panel on the roof, but that's expandable up to 1600 watts. You're of course not gonna put all of that on the roof, but you can. It's already prepped for little backpack solar panels that you can put out if you're gonna park this rig in the shade to keep it cool. But you can actually confidently run this camper overnight with all systems running, I'm talking ACs and everything, for almost 18 hours. It's a much longer run time. But if we're diving into that run time, Winnebago is actually very transparent with their expectations for their run times. For instance, if you were just relying on 4 hours of good solar coverage in a given day, saying that you're starting with a full charge, then you would be able to run the refrigerator 24/7, up to 168 hours. If y'all were about to depart and leave for a week and not actually be parked in one place stationary, you'd be running the fridge the whole time, while also being able to get 7 uses out of a coffee maker, while also being able to cook 14 meals on the induction cooktop that we're going to get to, while also being able to run the vent fan for up to 8 hours a day. But hey, if that vent fan's not circulating enough air, which these Max Air fans are pretty good about, the AC you could actually run to take that extra heat off the air for an hour and a half a day, and being mindful of that consumption, because that's certainly the biggest draw. But also, if you're needing to work, stay connected while on the road, the idea of this is to kind of disconnect, right? But if you are needing to charge laptop and an iPhone, you can also get an additional 7 charges. So you're talking about being able to make coffee, cook, stay cool, stay comfortable, and stay charged without ever running the engine, because the engine now is a lot more efficient as well. You can take these batteries from a 10% charge to a 100% charge just by driving for 2 hours. You have a second alternator underneath the hood that'll actually almost operate as a generator. You can control it via a key, get it to turn on engage, and it'll actually do it automatically if you have the setting engaged, to where you will charge those batteries for you if they get depleted. However, being able to not even have to worry about that, you have sufficient solar if you have the dual battery package on your Revel to run completely off grid for 7 days without turning anything else on. And that is incredible, truly. For those of y'all that are really wanting to experience other lithium systems, do not have that. They're not as transparent as Winnebago in terms of the true use that you're going to get out of it. But in terms of really being able to go anywhere, the thing that you're gonna have to be mindful of is, hey, that's great, Hunter, we can do all these things, but man, we're gonna really stink after 7 days, right? We gotta have some water. Winnebago on this new chassis, they actually increased the freshwater capacity. It used to be 24 gallons, but they've upped that to 35 gallons. That's almost a 50% increase, y'all. That's huge in terms of y'all taking those longer trips. The remaining specs are pretty similar. You still have the Truma tankless water heater. The heating system is a little bit different with the Timberline. It's a hydronic system that is actually, you can set multiple zones, but we'll get into some of that inside. And the other cassette toilet that you have back here, you do have a gray tank. The gray tank is going to be right at 21 gallons. I actually love having the ability to have a cassette toilet. For somebody who lives full-time in a fifth wheel, even with black tank flushes, hey, those tanks are going to start to stink over time. You get a crack, you're going to have to do pretty intensive repairs. Your cassette toilet, this also gives you not only ability to have limited maintenance long-term, but because again, this ever starts to stink or you have issues with it, you just get a new one. But being able to go just about anywhere. These cassette toilets are very easy to dump. Just take right out, pretty sanitary process as well, but it's going to open up a lot more opportunities and help you just bypass that line at the dump stations as you're leaving those state national parks. But again, great clearance. The gray tank dump is right there, and the side rails do continue all the way down this side. But that almost had us skipping over the new ladder system that Winnebago's doing. They kind of doubled it with this really neat, they call it a molly panel on others, but if you look, they're tiny little revels, not only in here, but in those side steps. Winnebago's kind of neat with the Easter eggs, the little flying W's. I mean, you can search all the way around. Look at that, the rack up top. The branding, because this is a coach that you can truly be proud of. People seek after this Revel, and it's going to be sought after even more once people discover this 2.5 Revel on the updated 2025 year models. But hey, I think we've shown y'all enough of some of the outside. I think we should jump on in. And again, we have this awesome awning out here, that Carefree. I didn't mention the LED light, but this setup here is very, very neat. It was a little bit different latch system with the extendable table, but now this is actually removable too. If you are parked along the side of a hill and the table sitting at a place where it would actually be at a downward angle or an upward angle, you can adjust this strap. Winnebago listening to user feedback, making minor tweaks and adjustments, and hey, we got some additional little Revel branding. The freshwater drain here, very easily accessed, but it's also fully enclosed. This is a truly Four Seasons rated coach, not only because of where they install your tanks, but also how they're insulating it. They have 25% more insulation, which is also helping with that overall efficiency, being able to cool and heat this coach. You have this awesome honeycomb floor that Winnebago is really known for. Super thick. I wish we had a cross section of it so that you could see what it looks like in terms of the density and the amount of insulation that you get. Well, that's what's unique about Winnebago. They were the first to build on a Mercedes Sprinter, and so their partnership with Mercedes, they get the highest end chassis. It's not decontented chassis, but also their partnership, they're able to fill at the factory almost every single cavity with block foam insulation. Instead of just hanging batted insulation, as you're going down the road, it starts to sink, you're going to have voids in it, not be able to keep it comfortable, and it affects the noise difference as well. But again, we have that quieter engine. We're going to have a more comfortable coach in here, but also we're going to have a little bit more stylish coach. Y'all come on in, take a look at this new color scheme. This is the Overland trim package on the inside. This is awesome, almost walnut look of the upper and lower cabinets. New guides here. Similar layout in terms of the fridge access here. People really liked on the newer Revels whenever Winnebago did redesign this to make it kind of accessible from outside. It's going to be a 12-volt compressor-driven fridge there. Latches right in place, super easy. But I'm going to open this very first drawer. If you've been following Revels, look at this craftsmanship. Metal drawer guides, much more solid than previous year models, and the latch mechanism is so neat, so you can ensure that they are in fact closed, latched, locked, so that when you're going down the road, you're not distracted by things popping open. Great little galley kitchen here, tons of prep space, deep stainless sink, great little storage up top, utilizing every square inch, along with the overhead cabinet there. But y'all might be saying, Hunter, slow down. You skipped right over something that really caught our eye. This is one of the neatest changes of the Revel 2.5. These seats, custom stitched by Winnebago, are remarkable. Not only do they have additional adjustment in terms of reclining and inclining, but look at this. We can actually slide and transition them. to where, say if you're bringing the kiddos along, because guess what, we got a hidden secret. You can actually sleep up to 2 additional people in this coach. So you got 2 kiddos in the back and they are trying, hey, don't touch me, brother. You can actually separate them a little bit more, give yourself some more elbow room for any adults tagging along as well. But the seat belts, the actual structure of the seat, instead of just a bench, is remarkable. And it's also going to allow y'all, if you have both these seats swiveled around, similar to how we have the passenger seat now, it's going to provide a lot more comfortable, entertaining space here, instead of everybody being right up on top of each other. But before I move on from the subject, you're asking, how the heck am I going to sleep? I'm not sleeping in that chair there. Well, actually, you are. This awesome Luna bed that Winnebago has been including on a lot of their Class Bs. Both of these chairs can swivel around, and this inflatable bed goes right in between. Got a very firm, solid base, and it allows certainly 1 adult comfortably, but potentially 2 children to sleep right here in this space. And that just is going to bring even more function to some of y'all who are looking to take those off-road trips with the whole family. Up top here, additional storage, but you also have outlets, plugins, USBs. Winnebago's fantastic about that, where they put plugins absolutely everywhere. There's no shortage. Then along this wall, before I jump back over to the Mercedes features, I'm going to show you the new Timberline and EcoFlow system. This is the Timberline system, which is specifically for your heater. You can actually set multiple zones, program. It's very similar to a house thermostat, but very efficient, what Winnebago is doing there. But then we also have the new EcoFlow, which is a 5-in-1 system that is going to allow you to control just about everything. Monitor your input and your output, show you the exact amount of available time left on these batteries before you're going to have to start considering charging them again. Actually control what is providing input, whether or not it is your solar, connecting to actual shore power, or your alternator and second alternator. Again, there's both an OEM alternator and an auxiliary alternator, and they'll run AC and or charge while it's at idle. And again, you can fully charge this rig in just 2 hours, from 10% all the way to 100% while going down the road. But it's very responsive, super easy to use, and it's not as complicated as previous systems. Still control your water pumps, monitor your tank levels right here, along with your battery level, but certainly the EcoFlow is going to be a better readout for at least the chassis instead of the house battery. Your lights right in here. And then we're going to, before we go to the back, just remind me to grab the key so I can show you how to put that bed down. But this front cab, I love that they continued this overland wood trim around this Mercedes. It's just looks sharp, really nice. The awning will run in automatically if the engine's going, so you don't have to worry about, oh shoot, jumping in quick and you forgot and you're taking it out on trees. It's going to run it in automatically. Nice part of that carefree awning. But you have the full 360 camera view from Mercedes.
How can I help?
Oh, see, and she even listens to you, right on cue. But also several drive assist features. You have adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, actual brake assist as well, so you can ensure that you're keeping a rig that's this nice, as safe as possible. But they even continued, look at the wood trim all the way over to the door paneling here. And these are the creature comforts that you're really expecting when you're in this level of a coach. Again, this is a Winnebago and a Mercedes, the 2 top ends of their individual fields, both in RV manufacturing and transit vans. But great storage up over top. We actually have a whole nother storage bin up here that you kind of saw whenever we had the Luna bed as well. Let's go on, start transitioning to the back. I'm going to open up a few more of these cabinets in the galley so that you can get a good view. But again, the whole aspect of being able to move these chairs both in and out, really easy access. And the table back here as well. You can notice, I say, Hunter, why is that table got chunks taken out of it? That's why whenever you start comparing Class B vans, start looking at cargo carrying capacity. It's something that few people look at, and they don't realize that they're getting themselves in trouble by overloading the coach. Winnebago doing small things like this behind the scenes, sacrificing weight in areas that don't matter. like the weight of the table, but not sacrificing in areas that do matter, like the weight of the insulation. But this awesome little table actually goes right in here. There's several places to mount it throughout the coach, but being able to put it right here in place is going to give you great space to either work while you're going down the road, have a comfortable dinette to sit at, and you can even enjoy the views right out this insulated shade. Winnebago is still doing their day-night shades, but it's almost not even a day-night shade. The day shade, per se, is actually a window screen because these awesome dual-pane acrylic windows, when they open, you can get some really impressive airflow through this coach. And that's the bug screen also. So it's not just a day screen, it is also an actual bug screen as well. But as we head on back to the rest of the coach, you notice tons of storage here. Again, the new drawer construction that's just super solid. Open this one as well. Look how deep that is for a Class B van. You can put tons of stuff in there. And then again, just maximizing every square inch with every bit of storage that they can, but also not giving you awkward panels that are eyesores. A lot of these panels are necessary for the rig. Everything's completely accessible. If you notice, these little rivets, you'll find them everywhere, but they're access panels throughout the rig to make it super easy to work on and maintain yourself or through an awesome service department like our own. You do have a gray pump here in the sink to help drain that water. And then the bathroom, before we go all the way back to the bedroom, is really well equipped for a wet bath. Oh, don't hit the gray pump while you're leaning back and trying to get a good camera shot. This is actually your shower connection right there. Have these awesome little bins. Here's your induction cooktop for the kitchen itself. Perfect place right there on the counter, or you can even put it right outside if you're wanting to cook some bacon, not stink up the space. You could utilize this for great hanging space, dry clothes when you go to the beach, but of course these shelves completely remove, and it makes a pretty sizable shower. To give you a feel, I am 6 foot even, and you want to talk about efficiency? This is how I'd prefer to get ready in the morning. Like, you can use the toilet and take a shower, brush your teeth potentially all at once. Of course, this rod removes completely, and if I didn't have shoes on, it is tight, but it's a Class B van, and I can still get enough headroom, shower off in here very easily, and keep on camping. But I do have little hooks that are kind of new to this year model. This is the composting toilet here, and you can swivel it and adjust it to where you're not just sitting right up against this door. You could potentially sit like this if you are in this space with somebody else. But if it is just you, and duty calls before you're finished with dinner, you can potentially still cook right here while also having this open though, because this is going to give you a little bit of extra privacy. Winnebago, being very smart with this bifold door, allow you to have that additional privacy in this space while actually having some additional leg room. Toilet paper holder right in here, and then a little place to keep all your shower goods, not only secure, but dry as well. But in terms of a Class B van bathroom, I do think it's about as equipped as they come. The vent fan also here in the shower is a great little touch just to make sure that it's not getting too hot and muggy, like the LED light strip. Actually a mirror here, so you can get ready. But the vent fan also, you got another one right here. I alluded to it outside, but the max air fan, and again, running this 8 hours a day, very low power consumption, and it's going to do a really good job of moving all the air through the space, especially with that airflow that you can get with those dual pane acrylic windows. As you pass on through, I'll show you the storage area that you get back here and the potential additional entertaining space. The Revel was a little bit redesigned from here. There was another storage compartment. This area was shortened a little bit. The bed was a little bit different, but Winnebago, taking user feedback, made a fantastic setup. This is a pretty comfortable little couch area, and you have all these ram tracks throughout that you could do a lot in terms of mounting, bringing along e-bikes, small dirt bike, or just securing bigger totes and things that you're, whatever activities. You know, we have a great array of super interesting people that buy RVs from us, whether or not you're going parasailing, doing wildlife photography. This is well equipped for you to not only be able to bring along all the people you want to, but all the gear and handle it securely. But in terms of handling it securely, we also have additional storage bags, utilizing this under bed space, and some netting with that ram track system as well. There's all sorts of things you can do with these ram tracks, by the way. But I think at this point, we should put down this bed and show y'all where you'll potentially be sleeping. We just got to get the key here from the front. Show you how it's done. So first you put the key in the control up here. There's a little seat belt latch to make sure that this is staying secure, not falling down on anybody. And then when this comes down here, slides really well right into the space. A lot of people don't know Winnebago was a furniture manufacturer before they started making RVs in the 60s, and you can tell this bed, especially with their cooling foam, is very, very comfortable. And for somebody who again is 6 foot even, I've got plenty of headspace on both sides. Good window right here above the bed. And what I love most is that Winnebago is smart enough to put that 13,500 BTU AC, again, it can run off batteries, directly over the bed, so it can just dump, make sure you're staying nice and comfortable right here in this space. But I wish that y'all could feel how comfortable this mattress is, but again, you can. You can come on down and see us. We do have 5 convenient locations throughout the Metroplex and in Oklahoma. Our location here in Sanger, and then we have Corinth, Rockwall, Fort Worth, and Oklahoma City. We're getting in these Revel 2.5s now daily, but they're already going quick. The word is out, and people have seen the design modifications, the things that Winnebago has done to make what was already one of the most popular off-grid zombie apocalypse RVs, giving it a full facelift, and not just a facelift, but digging into the bones of the camper as well to improve the overall usability, from the engine, the all-wheel drive, the lithium system, to the heating system, the insulation level, even the tank sizes have been upgraded, along with the look of that front light bar, the head rack that you have up top, the new side steps. This is an awesome coach, y'all, and would love for some of y'all to make it yours. But hopefully this video was helpful. Sorry, remixing it right back. Was doing the outro because I was so excited to just get camping in this thing, but then realized there's a few other little hidden gems that I didn't even touch on in this rig. This mattress is actually reversible, I realized when admiring it after the film. It's actually very soft on this side, and it's more firm on the reverse side. And so it's like having a customizable Tempur-Pedic right inside your Class B motorhome. And then also, I was touching on the insulated window coverings, right? There's also this brand new insulated partition between the bedroom area and the rest of the coach. It's going to be fantastic with that new hydronic Timberline system, to where you can set up multiple zones. You could be very, very efficient by just heating this bedroom area and close it off, have privacy, especially if you're bringing other people along with that Luna bed. And since when do you get a completely separate bedroom in a Class B motorhome van? But beyond that, if you want to be completely unprivate, enjoy the awesome views wherever you are, we've got these great bug screens in the back that come down, and in this on this main entry door here. They are magnetic, and so when you have them actually zip close, they will close right behind you, not having to deal with that zipper every single time as you're going in and out. The door, by the way, does close. And give you that great look all the way down with that Revel badging as well. And then on the back here, we have that additional screen, but the screen was also hiding. Now I realize that we got talking about the awesome lithionic system, but here's all your water connections. Really easy tube to winterize, whether or not you are going to be connected to fresh water or filling up your fresh tank. Very easy to get to, or another freshwater inlet right there. That's where you'd actually connect the hose for either filling up the fresh tank or off of pressurized water. lithionic system here. This is for the expandable solar panels and little 12-volt adapters with all the underbed lighting as well. But again, y'all, I'm sure that we're gonna end this video and I'm gonna realize, man, there was all sorts of other little Easter eggs, things, nooks and crannies, but we just wanted to focus on the main feature differences. What do you think? Come out and discover some more things. I'm sure that if some of y'all reach out to us, not only call us, create an appointment, reach out and engage with us on these questions, ask me some things I didn't touch on, and I'll be able to jump right into this coach, because again, it's on our showroom. We got others, we can take them for a great test drive at any of our 5 locations. But thank y'all so much for tuning in, and let's go adventure, discover some new things in the Revel, and take care and happy camping.